This creator asked for movie theater workers to share their craziest experiences at a theater, and oh my god, I ordered Papa John's to the theater, so when he came out to collect, I had to stop and be like, hey, we really don't allow outside food. He responded with, yeah, I know. That's why I got 2 extra pizzas for you guys. He then proceeded to hand me 2 pizzas for the employees to share. He asked if he was good to return to his movie with the food. I asked if he needed any free cups for drinks. Goated customer interaction. Pregnant couple came in. Family of 3 came out. What? My boyfriend got tipped $100 to let a man inside to see if his wife was cheating. She was! Oh my god! One time we found a loaded gun in an auditorium. We watched surveillance to see who was sitting in those seats, and it was 2 old ladies. I sold tickets for Sinners to Delroy Lindo, who played Delta Sim in the movie. He said to me, I'm in this movie, you know? And I was just like, oh, that's cool, because I didn't know who he was and thought he had been an extra or something. I didn't realize until I finally got to see Sinners a month later, and after my mom and I exited the auditorium, I turned to her and said, I'm pretty sure I sold tickets to Delta Slim. You know what? He probably appreciated that. We were accidentally playing horror trailers before Frozen and didn't get told until the last showing of the day. Just traumatized a couple kids. Oh my god. Had the whole Shenyang traveling circus fill up our lobby. Never been more intimidated in my entire life. Had a couple giving each other head while other people were in the theater. Clothes off. When the managers came in, they hid by laying on the floor, pants still off. The movie was Sonic 3. Jail. Also wildly unsanitary. Back in 2010, I walked into an auditorium. This man wouldn't wake up. I told my lead, I think he's dead. He was dead. I went home and never went alone to wake someone up after that. Traumatizing. 2 ladies were arguing over seats in a fully open theater. They could have sat anywhere. They end up getting into a fist fight. So while the manager dealt with that, I had to watch their children and make sure they behaved. And that's how I saw the Minecraft movie. Had an older gentleman die during a showing of No Time to Die. A month later, we got Ghostbusters in the same theater. Basically, the whole theater collapsed while watching Final Destination 6. Oh, so my actual nightmare. I worked at a theater when Sausage Party came out, and our managers would stand at the door telling people, specifically parents with young children, that it was rated R and they will not be refunding tickets for this movie after they entered the theater. The amount of angry parents that left within the first 10 minutes after insisting it was just a cartoon was hilarious. When Terrifier 3 came out, we had so many people showing up in clown suits trying to see the late night showings. Of course, they couldn't come in and they would just stare at us from the outside for hours, just smiling and waving. Nope, I'd have quit. We'll never forget getting yelled at by drunk 50-somethings that Magic Mike 2 wasn't in 3D. When I worked at the movies way long ago when 50 Shades of Grey was playing, the smell. Oh, ugh. A disgruntled worker went around and stabbed holes in each one of the screens before quitting. They still haven't replaced the screens and you can see holes in the bottoms of all of them. My coworker found a bunch of teeth in the women's bathroom once. What? At another location, a homeless man was found living behind our theater screens for weeks, possibly months. What? My manager yelled back at a customer when she was saying we were ruining her family's Christmas day since she had to wait a few minutes for popcorn to pop. She said we were ruining Christmas, and he said, well, at least you can celebrate and spend time with your family today, unlike all of us who are trying to help. Nah, he ate with that. A guy came in with 6 bags of Panda Express and a laptop bag. He sat on the floor in front, spread out his Panda, and worked on his laptop. A guest came up to my coworker screaming, call 911, I'm feeling violent. I was working at a theater as a teen. I was also working the year 50 Shades of Grey came out. Staff under 17 was not allowed into those theaters to clean after the movie because some of the fluids and forgotten personal items that had been found after the first showing. What the fuck? I worked the 50 Shades Darker premiere weekend. We found hundreds of dollars worth of toys. Some people even came back to request them. Guys. We saw a kid take a popcorn bucket out of the trash and try to use it to get a refill. And then like a week later, he won prom king and his picture was in the paper. So we printed it out, put it on a wanted poster, hung it up, and told everyone to never let him get refills. A guest shit himself and was passed out drunk. So I just left him there throughout the whole next movie because I was about to get off and didn't want to deal with it. I was the manager at the time and a church group rented out a room to watch a kids movie and I forgot to swap it over and played the movie Hustlers. Someone pulled a machete on one of our crew members over a ticket refund. What? Had a family bring a seafood boil and made a mess. Smelled for days, even with air freshener. Seafood to the movies? One time a woman came in screaming at me because she had to park her car far, and she said specifically that it was my fault that the entrance doors were on the other side of the parking lot. Because you clearly built the place. A guy once asked me what he could get with 6 cents, and I told him nothing. He then proceeded to ask if he could get my number for the 6 cents. Smooth. I thought working through Barbenheimer was the worst experience I've ever had, and then the Eras Tour movie came out. I still have no words. A guest didn't want to skip any part of Thunderbolts, so they peed on the seat, and then when the movie was over, they went to a random corner and peed. What? Every so often, I'll go to clean a cinema and there are nail clippings. I spent years trying to find the culprit. I'm convinced it's a kink at this point. Also, more recently, I accidentally locked someone inside while closing. There was an exorcism held in one of the theaters by a church group a week before The Pope's Exorcist came out. Had a lady come out after a movie was done asking for a refund because she didn't realize what the movie was about and was furious about it. First screening of Avengers Infinity War, during the scene where Loki dies, a man punched a whole hole in the wall. We didn't know until people came out and told us after the movie. Oh my God. I accidentally played 50 Shades of Grey instead of SpongeBob one day. When Fight Club was released, we would have employee Fight Club after closing hours. I haven't been to a movie theater since COVID, but maybe it's time to go back.